Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to be streaming GME's earnings call, looking at their financials. It is March 21st, and their earnings should be coming out after hours today. We did stream all day today, so let me get the link over to those that were listening over there. See if I can do this. Like this, and then do like this. Eyes ripping up here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just shared it on the old stream for you guys to jump on. And now I'm going to tweet it out. There we go. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, so we'll look at some expectations. Actually, the market makers aren't pricing much of a move for GME. This is the lowest they've priced a move on the options, at least since Q1 of 2019. Kind of interesting. If you did want to play options one way or another, the IB is lower than it's been. Looks like some of you guys made it over. Trading name, the next pair, Christopher, Tree to Leaf, Al, you guys made it. Cool. Indie Hitman, hopefully finally get some forward guidance or news, not just the numbers. Probably not going to get forward guidance. The most forward guidance we got was last earnings, which they said they're looking to potentially make an acquisition, which is the most forward-looking thing we've heard since Ryan Cohen basically jumped on board.
The Russell leading,
so, yeah.
NASDAQ not getting left behind though, so it is just
let's go.
All in all,
let's go.
on. That's happening.
Ripping up here, retesting
the bonds
that high a bit.
are selling off again. So we've got yields climbing. The 10-year is higher, but at levels that we've seen many
Maybe we'll get news on BBY today. I'm not
nothing
expecting
alarming,
it, but of course it's possible.
To the tone of the bullish appetite lately. But does that change if we see
80 cents
AJ Powell that is
one of the
ready
lows
to
on
keep
BBY.
fighting
Hopefully
inflation
that
as his number
holds
one
there.
priority tomorrow?
Not looking good so far,
Obviously,
though.
a lot of drama ahead of that. We're going to be spending quite a bit of time today discussing
GME go Bills.
the potential outcomes and what they could mean and how to interpret it. But generally, markets have interpreted this whole event
Shotgun and natty
as
eyes.
stimulative in nature. Pretty wild
404,
stuff.
yeah.
As we
Al,
continue
you didn't
to
hear
take
earlier, but
potential
I think
crises and
GME's
turn
repeating
them
March of
into
last year.
events that actually
Everything looks like that's still the
are
case,
additive,
which is here.
arguably.
And I think
That's what's
SPY
happening
might be
here.
also
At
the
least
overall
that's what
market.
the stock market is trying to say.
Market last
It's
March
what
had this big
Bitcoin's
rally,
trying
big
to
bear
say.
market rally.
It's what
I think we're
generally the
somewhere in here.
buyers
Could
of
get another
risk
week
assets
of upside, which
have been telling us the
potentially
past
bring us
10
back up to
days
this,
now.
the highs here at
It looks a
415,
lot like the
416.
response that the market
So
saw
I'm kind of
in
with you on
COVID,
that.
where we had a potential crisis. Well, we did, a literal pandemic, but for the market, it was something totally opposite.
Double the Abbott money stream.
It was a huge boom.
Double the fun.
So is that the correct logic here?
So thanks for your likes, guys. We do have to reset the likes,
how Jerome Powell
fortunately, but thank you for your likes already at 14. Well done.
Tomorrow,
Well
what he
done.
can control.
Sometimes these earnings calls get
But so far, we've also seen
the stream gets pretty crowded, so we
newcomers
might end up
to
doing members
policy
only.
that maybe we didn't expect to hear from this year.
We'll
Folks
see how it
like
goes.
Janet
Actually, I do
Yellen
need
at
to
the
change some
Treasury,
settings here. Get a
teaming
lot of
up
trolls and
with
stuff coming in,
regulators
so
and policymakers
usually I do like
to
these
give
subscribers
great
only.
support to the banks here over the
can
past
chat.
week.
So if you can't
Fed's
chat,
balance sheet widens
probably because
out.
you're not subscribed.
Economists debate whether or not it is a truly stimulative, secret, silent QE, perhaps, or is it just swapping assets across? The answers to some of this, I think, will be answered by stocks, because generally we know when there is some monetary policy event that is stimulative, we're getting basically
Okay, so I'm changing it to subscribers only.
that we'd expect.
You have to be subscribed for 5 minutes before you can chat.
Gold. However,
Do that for now. If it still gets
this
kind
is
of
where
crazy,
the
we'll leave
last
members or
24
just do
hours
slow
or
mode.
so of trading gets kind of interesting, because the past week has been very
Okay.
clearly a stimulative
Hey,
style
Relocate, what's up,
response.
Mean?
Investors moving into
On
tech,
to the call.
moving into high
Call
growth
is
assets. Bond
It's
yields
going to be
go
at 5
down.
o'clock. We
Bitcoin,
have it
gold
queued
go
up here.
up,
So
and the everything
waiting
trade
for it.
comes back.
their statements,
as
their financial
expectations are
statements
that we're going to have a major
come
policy
out
shift.
after the bell, probably like
However,
4:10,
this week we're
4:15.
starting to see on the
So
margin some
we'll read through
fray
those and see
of that initial
everything from
response.
DRS
Look at
to
gold down today,
cash flow
2%. Gold,
work our way through
bonds,
there.
Bitcoin, stocks all rallied together here over the past week, just like they did during COVID, just like they did before COVID. When the Fed pivoted in 2018.
crypto pumps. I've seen it
2019 was
some.
the
I'm
year
not
of the
like a
Tina trade.
super firm believer
And
on
the
it,
buy
but
everything trade. So was 2021.
people are pretty hyped because Bitcoin's been
Now,
pumping.
the leader of the buy everything trade, of course,
Maybe.
is
I mean,
Bitcoin.
GME cost to borrow.
The high beta risk asset that does have the strongest narrative about the Fed, and anytime it does look like maybe they are handcuffed, folks run to BTC.
We've got the
Watch
borrow
what
rate
happens at
on
30,000.
GME like doubled
If you've
twice.
been following my
It's
coverage,
still
for
up.
me, 24 was
Yeah,
the
so
key
it went
level
from
for
9
BTC. We've left
up
that behind
to,
us
like,
now. Once
19,
we
and
bounced
then now it's
off
at 30. So
24,000,
it's come up like
the
3x
next move
basically,
to expect
which is a
was
good
to
sign. We
30.
were out of shares
However,
yesterday on it.
the chart
So,
at 30 is a
there's a couple
very
little
important
couple
Bitcoin
indicators
level.
might
I'll
have
take
a
deeper
might have a
look at it
repeated
later
march
on in the show.
just on those levels,
But I do think there's a good case that it could be a brick
you know,
wall.
which would put us up to
And
about
look
40,
at the way
40
gold
bucks if we get the
is
same
selling off
150%
today.
move,
Gold moved real fast
which
the last couple
is
weeks
ambitious.
too. Gold slowing down.
First
and
big level for
tech
me is that
stocks
1940,
falling
breaking
behind
that one.
some of the banks.
And then I think
as
24
the
is
Nasdaq
quite possible.
falls behind the Russell.
Then after that,
So little
30,
shift in
35
leadership here could
probably on the
have
table.
some real meaning behind it. Strength in regional banks, bonds
Hey, I have a
selling
bit more
off.
for that segment.
It seems the closer we
Y'all
get
should
to
already be
Powell,
subbed, absolutely.
the more
This is for when the
we're
people come
starting
in
to try and move
for the earnings
past
call.
some of the crisis potential of this event, and maybe the market's starting
Could be
to
rug
think
pull.
about the other priority,
The time zone
policymakers,
change.
which is fighting inflation.
Oh, that's right, you moved.
Bonds are selling off pretty
How's that
hard.
going?
Market's okay with it because we're
Teach
only
me how to
at
read these.
3.6 in the
We're doing our
10
best.
year.
I'm not great at reading
But this
them,
does
but
seem to suggest
we
we
kind of
should
stumble our way
prepare
through, figure it out.
for some inflation-fighting words from Jerome Powell tomorrow. This 3.5 in the 10 years, holding strong.
There's not much of a rug
The
to pull. I
yield
mean,
continues
but
to
yeah, I
find
know what you mean.
support at
But
this
GME's
level
not
over
really
and
up.
over again. If the line does break, it probably means we're getting a
Yeah,
hyper
could have
dovish
initial bump.
pause or pivot from
but
Powell.
that doesn't mean this
But
rally
if the trend
that I think we might be repeating
holds,
won't
and
keep going.
3.5% holds in the
But
second
with
half
that,
of this week,
I've sold some of my
you might
calls
see a demonstrable change
just
in
to avoid the
attitude
Ivy
among
crush.
those risk takers who are expecting a big pivot from the Fed.
But I still have quite a
Bring in
few, and
Kevin
then
Hanks,
leaves too.
host of Fast Market, joining me here at the top
Hit
of the
the
show.
like
and
button.
getting us
Yes, please do,
started.
guys. Thank you. Sorry you have to re-hit
Once
it. I
again,
know
the
your
financials
thumbs
in
are getting
focus.
sore.
Kevin, and we
Double
got
the
Caroline
stream,
Woods
23
joining us
likes.
too.
Thank you.
But the banks here have
How many analysts
an
have free range of what they
interesting
say,
kind of
over, under?
aura around them, Kevin, because there's still a few that are lagging behind.
Yeah, in fact,
but
I mean,
today
set up
we've
where I
kind of
want.
got
Nice.
the first pure,
Nice.
wide breadth rally across the whole group. What do you make of that?
Yeah, if you look
Like
at the
15
S&P
could.
500, Oliver, the financials, they're having a strong day.
Yeah,
You
just
look
kind of a
at
retest of
the
these lows,
Russell,
potentially.
Almost up 2% now. The regional banks having a strong day. So Janet Yellen's
So
comments
it would
this
be
morning to the American
that
Bankers
would be a little different than what
Association,
happened last
like
March, but
Caroline talked
if
about
it's a
on
minor
Fast
move that only
Market,
lasts a day or so,
they were
you know,
calming to the overall
huge
market.
deal.
A lot of talk, a lot of discussion.
But
on
last time we had a
how
little bounce,
much
just like we've had
the
into
Fed
earnings, and then we
and the
rallied after.
government will backstop
But if you look, it
deposits
gapped down.
in this country. You have overall people
earnings was after
feeling
here,
good about
opened way
banks
down
and
here,
financials
a little lower,
in
and then
general. Now,
rallied.
the big banks
So
were never really at
we'd have
risk,
a gap
but
down,
they sold off
sure.
along with the regional banks. So some strength in regional banks is
That gap down could be in the 15s.
producing strength
Pick up some
in
calls.
the big financials as well. So a really solid day. Looking at the map of the S&P 500. Strength in financial, strength in energy, weakness in utilities and consumer staples of all names. So interesting how it's broken down here throughout the sectors, but all things considered,
yeah, it's still very low.
Day one of a Fed meeting, really strong day
So
for
I'll
the
throw
market,
this in our
led
Discord so you guys
by
can see it if you're on
regional
there.
banks and financials, Oliver.
Okay. So are we moving past this, Caroline? Is this the light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, I think that us, depositors certainly have the backing of the Fed, the Treasury, the FDIC. So definitely not concerned.
So basically, yeah,
there.
market makers are pricing in
Janet Yellen, I think you said great support. I think that's
11.14%
a
move.
good way to sum it up. I mean, she very
It's
much
come up a little bit. It wasn't in 10s,
said
but
they
it's
will-
still,
things
again,
are
it's still
sound
low.
right now. Things are
The last time it was lower than this
deposit
was
outflows are
Q1
stabilizing, but they will
2019.
do
So
whatever it takes,
options are cheap for this
to make
earnings.
sure stability
Even though
remains.
you're
I
going
think
to
in
probably
terms
get some,
of tomorrow,
you're going to get some
I
decay,
think
but
really it just
yeah. China shipped more than 12 million in drones to Russia since it invaded Ukraine. Terrific. Big cut.
panic that the Fed is very worried about it, and it could be a bigger hike. Obviously, could mean repercussions in terms of the market, but also the economy.
Did she say they're going to stop covering it?
Definitely some
I haven't
uncertainty
seen that.
there. It seems like 25 is still very much the consensus, not just in terms of Fed funds rate, but
No,
people
nothing.
I
You
talked
didn't miss
to here.
anything.
Although I saw Elon Musk
After
tweeting
close, we're going
earlier
to get the financials,
that,
and
the Fed needs to
we'll be going through it.
decrease by at least
I
50
need you guys
basis
to
points.
be
So he's kind of the
finding
outlier there.
keywords.
Okay.
Control
I
F-ing the
saw
document.
That comment kind of ticked me off a little bit.
The DRS numbers, I'm sure everyone will be curious about.
Elon Musk macro commentary gets under my skin.
NFT mentions,
Especially as, someone who
acquisitions,
generally
mergers,
pretty entertained by
BBY,
what he does,
potentially.
and for
I
the
don't know.
most part
See what's on
like
there.
it. I'm fine with Twitter under his rule. My experience has been okay. But then when he starts
Oh,
talking
you weren't
up the
live?
Kathy
Sorry,
Wood
Dink.
macro
Yeah, I have
view,
DVR on, so
when he's also telling us he's cutting
gotta make sure
prices
you're live.
by no demand threat just because he can. It just doesn't make sense to me when he says we need to cut 50. It seems
understand
like
from your talk with
if
OK,
that's his
right?
macro view, then there's probably some problems with Tesla demand. But the shares are up 8%, Kevin. So I guess
it's just
nobody
papers they
thinks the way
release,
I do.
and then after that, we'll get an earnings call,
Oliver,
which is, I'm sure,
let's
pre-recorded.
take Elon
Most likely
Musk's
with Matt Furlong, the CEO.
macroeconomic aspirational view of interest rates
Fine,
out of
new
the
high on the
picture
day. There you go.
and focus on Tesla stock because
I like that.
Tesla
Aspirational.
Our
yes, very aspirational view and on interest rates. Now,
the time in first minutes
Tesla
of
stock,
close recession.
Oliver, there are many
Question,
variables,
Blue.
as you know, that move
Differs.
Tesla stock both up and down. But if you want
don't
to
think we're
move
getting a
Tesla
Q&A.
stock in an outlandish way or overpriced,
I don't think
a
we're getting a
large
Q&A.
way, mention China. Mention China's sales that may start to beat. Mention a pickup in demand in China, and you'll get that reaction from Tesla stock. Remember, it was their ability to successfully move into
Thank you,
China and
Ace.
start
Thank
creating
you.
cars that really gave this stock that hyper move that it did about a year and a half, 2 years ago, Oliver. Now, that and saying that in Europe, they're starting to do better in Europe. They applied to double their space in Frankfurt. I think that it was March 16th that they put that in. But Oliver, this company, Tesla, and their stock still reacts an incredible beta to any question or any news about China and demand, Oliver. And I think that's what you're seeing today.
Okay. The China pickup, I guess, has been a long time coming, so I can see the fundamental case here that maybe it's kicking in, Caroline. Is this like the first true reopen trade showing up here?
There's
the
Ace
market's doing
Ventura
great too.
walking into their
Bitcoin's
earnings
been
call.
going berserk. That's usually
Found
an
it.
environment where Tesla shares do great. How do we separate cause and effect here?
Well, I think also it's just
Where's Ryan
important to
Cohen?
note that the data that
Hey,
we're
are you?
referring to that could
Are
be
you Ryan
sending
Cohen?
Tesla shares higher today is from Reuters, and then it's Tesla sold 107,000 vehicles in China between January 1st and March 19th. That's an average of 1,371
That's been
vehicles
recorded. Thanks
per
for coming.
day.
See you
So
next
that's one of
call.
its best quarterly
Pretty much
performances
no
in the
gray left.
country so far.
Relocate.
And keep in
Take
mind,
your free
Tesla
membership.
cut prices in
Ace
China by about about
Ace did it.
13.5% on its
Gifting
best-selling
free
models.
memberships, it's
And
yours
so
for
it
taking.
seems like
Do
those
it.
price cuts that you actually were referencing before we even talked about this
You won't, you
really are
won't.
drumming up demand. When they first cut prices, we saw the pictures of long lines outside of
Oh,
Tesla
the Fed won't be
in
able to
China,
pass what the
and people
FDIC
were saying
covers.
it's not actually new customers, it's old
That's good.
customers who are
It
furious
seems
about
as
those
like
price
I've-
target cuts, but doesn't
haven't
appear
seen
to
that
be
yet
the
from her.
case. Also, which could be boosting shares today, is the fact that Moody's actually upgraded Tesla's credit rating, assigning a Ba3 rating,
There
which
you
is
go. Well
investment
done.
grade.
Relocate.
That's up from junk status.
You actually
or
finally
BA1.
relocated too.
Moody's
Congratulations.
describes Tesla as stable.
You were really
It's because of its expanding global presence, high profitability, prudent financial policy, and strong management
predetermining
and
that move
operational
long
track
before.
record. So that also could be boosting shares
You're
today.
good, Tasty.
But as
You're
you
good,
said,
man.
this is a market that's risk on
Lift up to your
and
name,
likes
indeed.
the banks too. So that's kind of what
You're
it's been
destined yourself
really all
for a
year in
move
terms of
or
Tesla. When you
relocate.
take a look at shares, up 60%. Yes, it's had a bit of a rougher month, still down about 4%, but nothing seems to be stopping Tesla shares. Quite a bit different than we saw last year.
Oh my! This is
Okay.
this is all looking good.
Thanks,
This
guys.
is good for a
And,
GME rally.
Good context
I like
here.
it.
Important to factor that in. Big risk on day. Tesla up big. All right.
Oh,
Pretty
BBY
standard
popped
stuff.
back up into the
Justin,
barcode.
that's one simpleton's framing. Mine. Thanks, Caroline Woods, and thanks, Kevin Hanks. Oh, by the way, don't miss Kev on his Twitter Spaces. Call tomorrow, 2:15
Got it
Central
further.
Time. Renita Young will be joining him on the line after the Fed decision. Right now, let's bring in Joseph Biondo, CEO and CIO at Biondo Investment Advisors. Joseph, welcome back to the show.
Good call.
What should our
Crash and stock
expectations
started
be
ripping.
tomorrow? Market says 25 bips,
That would be
but
neat.
what about all the surrounding talk and the commentary and the general
Okay.
vibes?
See, spies.
Well, I think it's, first of all, thank you for having
It's
me.
kinda at the
again.
highs, but
it's great to be
not
back.
broken already.
I think it's pretty normal that the last several meetings that we've had, lots
Thank you
of
guys for your thumbs up.
consternation both
I know it's a
before
chore
and probably
going
some,
from stream to
some,
stream. We're here. We're doing
volatility
the earnings
afterwards,
call.
in the immediate aftermath of
We look at
the
the
news
fundamentals.
tomorrow, and then probably
Gonna figure out what's going on.
counter reaction to
At
that.
30
on
likes,
Thursday,
that's
and
really
been
good for
fairly
how quick we
typical
started.
several meetings in a row now.
Thank
and
you.
I think the narrative has changed a lot.
You're
where,
diamond handing those days.
maybe
Careful,
a month
man.
ago,
Could lose money.
we're still probably
I
thinking,
hear.
a 50 basis point hike and maybe some talk about future, and now we're at 25. It seems to be sort of the consensus, and some people calling for nothing or even
Left some of the chamber for an earnings dip
reduction.
after hours.
It's
Nice.
changed. The tune has changed a lot in the last month. I think primarily because of what we saw out of the banking sector, and so I think it'll be interesting as usual. But longer term, I think the Fed's on course to continue to fight inflation. I think they've made some inroads, but the war's not over.
How do they do
We'll put
that
this in to
while
get you guys
the
hyped.
Fed balance sheet also expands? I know part of this is rescuing and making sure things don't get worse, but there's a lot of signs from the market, and I'm not the expert on the subject matter, but other economists that I've looked at would argue that some of this is almost stimulative in a way, and it wouldn't be
There you go.
preposterous. We turned one crisis into the
There it
biggest
Thanks,
boom,
A's. Appreciate it,
arguably, in
man.
history for asset prices. So
Legend. Ace just gifted
how do
another
you
sub.
balance
If anybody not a member already,
Yeah, I
click
mean,
it.
listen, this is something that's
Thank you, Ryan.
never been attempted, so it's certainly never been done.
Everyone is a member here
ego
because
on
of Ace.
you.
For the better
Except for, I
part
think,
of a year
Donero.
now that the challenge before them is,
He has been
is
certain.
greater than I think any challenge
been diligent.
that, Federal Reserve Board's had in history. So, look, prior to, COVID,
Little FRC
people
bounce play.
forget that the Fed was, starting, this cycle, and it got delayed because of, because of COVID, and then we all know what happened in the aftermath of that. And I don't think that they're going to try to, repeat a cycle like that. I think this is.
Ryan, on
I
our
think
Discord,
that this
if you're on there,
thing,
DM me. I'll give you
with
a
the banks is
happy
probably
crew
somewhat
badge on there,
temporary.
too.
I think the very strong, very swift action
Helps
that
pump
we've
up his
seen
bags.
should
That is neat.
stem, the scare of, runs on banks, et cetera. But, there's probably short term still some,
I'm not into yesterday.
some volatility.
I'm thinking it's
around
probably going to have a huge dump
that
still.
as we get news of
Maybe into bankruptcy.
the next company that might be facing trouble, and
Could bounce before then,
what were
but
some of these companies doing as rates were going
maybe
higher?
today was the
and,
bounce.
were they out very long term with very low interest bearing?
No, the IV is very low, John.
On their
IV
on the
is
bond
still
side
very
of their
low.
equation. So, You know, I think
So-
it'll work itself through. I think the bigger
Yeah, this
picture.
this
and,
is the
you know,
the lowest the IB has
what
been
I
for an
spend most
earnings
of our
since
time, you know, my
Q1 of
time looking at is
2019.
the stock market, and
So
I think
3
the
years
stock
ago, 4
market's been
years ago.
telling us for several months, you know, 3 to 6 months that, you know, things are, you know, they're not as bad as we feared they might be.
So that's kind of a big deal.
And they're probably not as good as the, you know, a day like today might suggest.
One of the things I see in your
Let's play
notes is
for
that you
BY.
expect
Cash
in the
grid
stock
puts,
market for high
more or
quality
less. The dollar strike.
businesses to lead the performance out of this. If I'm reading that correctly.
And once momentum
what
shifts,
we see in
let
the
'em get
response
assigned.
to this event is
If you're
investors
in the money
diving
still,
back into
or
the
just close
junky,
them for a gain and
unprofitable,
buy shares.
speculative stuff. So how do we make that transition?
Well, I think
Yeah,
if you
low
don't
IP is
look
good
at,
to go
you know,
long. It's like-
at a specific
it's like a
day,
cheap
and you know,
stock.
so that's sort of how we,
Cheap options.
you know, how we
I mean, this is historically cheap.
invest
This
money
is just
for
cheap
our
in general.
clients is
You know,
looking
they're not
at very
30%
long
IV.
term,
It's
and we're always
still like
focused on
100 or
quality.
90.
So,
but
you know, I
very low
I
for
will
GME.
probably always get on here and talk about, you know, quality
go
is
long
the place to
on
be,
puts
because I
if you're
believe
bearish.
in the long run,
Either way.
quality is always the place to be. So I'm not going to get caught up in one day or, you know, a few days in the market, because in the very short run, the market can confound all of us. But, you know, over a long period of time, high quality businesses that continue to make more and more money are the companies that are going to make you rich as investors. It might not, you know, they might not be great
Okay,
for
so
a
if
trade,
you guys,
but they're going to be
we're going to be
great
listening to
for
it
a
on here.
5, 10, 15, 20 year period of
call,
time. And that's
but
how
then,
people amass wealth in this country. So.
The
Okay. Well, the last
The
couple of
forms
years have
that
been
come out,
amassing it by
those
mooning
will be
Dogecoin and
around here, but
other speculative
you
tools.
maybe
But
get them
all right, the
faster
reminder
somewhere. But
for us to
basically,
stay grounded. Thanks.
I want you guys to pull it
Joseph
up. You
Biondo,
control find,
CEO.
look for some
Have a
keywords.
namesake
Thanks,
investment
Ken.
advisor.
Acquisitions,
Absolutely
mergers.
appreciate you coming back.
Check the DRS
When you
numbers, of
return,
course.
let's have
By
a
type in
macro
DRS
conversation
or
with
computer
Sebastian
share
Page,
or registered
head of,
shares.
Global multi-asset investment in the CIO
FT numbers. I'm
at
curious if we're going
T.
to
Rowe
see
Price.
what revenue we're going to see from the marketplace, if any. They kind of combine that, I think, though, with they combine that with other revenue numbers. They don't have it like itemized out, so we can't actually get like a direct. I forgot about that. We already saw it in the last quarter. Maybe they'll have it itemized out this time, though. That'd be nice. I like when Jimmy pumps. I wouldn't call us a pump before earnings. I mean, it's 5%. And maybe you should like it, because the other times we've dumped, we've just had little rallies and a bigger downtrend. See? Dumped. And a little pump after. But this one dumped in and then rallied after. It pumped, but then it dumped, but then it rallied. This is the one I think we're repeating, and I'm hoping we're repeating right here. This area. Or right here. So a little pump into the earnings and then big pump. But if we don't get that, GME is confirmed fixed to me, and cycles are over until they're at least not predictable. Yeah, you can exercise the calls. Nat gas coming down here a little bit. SPY also rejecting a new high there, double topping on the high of the day. GME has had good relative strength. Didn't get any of this pump. It's rally since 2 o'clock, but it's still up 5.3. AMC much weaker. Tesla's up 7. BY still barcoding, down 0.8%. XXI doing all right. JNS up 14. Nice. Remember when Junior popped out like $50? Yeah, you're talking about the rocket formation, I think. This one right here. Little rocket. Is that the one? The DRS numbers, yeah. $40 to 200, yep. That's when I first started trading it after the sneeze. In that 40 range. Earnings stuff will come out. No. It'll come out probably in like 45 minutes. Maybe 35 minutes. Just after the bell anytime. And we've got 30 minutes to close, so. Watched every day until then and fell asleep, missed it. Yes, rocket formation, literally on the chart. And proceeded to dump. SPY's coming down here, so double top it looks like. Foil series. The earnings call is at 5, which is an hour and a half. The financial statements come out before then.
Shown that we've tightened by 1.8 standard deviations, which is a massive move in 2 weeks, Oliver. And why is that? Because banks are going to be more worried about their asset liability risk management. And on the asset side, they're going to be more reluctant to lend and invest in riskier parts of capital markets.
The S&P 500 is almost back to where it was when SVB first hit the skids. Does that mean that stocks are out of line with your interpretation of what this means for the economy?
I think so, Oliver. We're underweight stocks in our tactical asset allocation process. You know, we look
FRC
about 12 to even 18 months ahead.
Yeah.
Look, the bearish narrative is really compelling. If you think about the leading indicators, they're flashing red. The yield curve is still inverted by 60 basis points. The PMIs, which are indicators of economic growth, have dropped by 16 to 20 points. Not basis
Sorry, yeah, I
points,
think FRC
points.
is probably going
Our
down.
models forecast a housing
business, bankrupt.
drawdown of 7 to 10% in the United States. And on, Oliver. The S&P 500 is trading at 18 price earnings ratio. Amidst all that, the earnings expectations are still, analysts are still expected earnings to be up for 2023. Look, I don't like to be bearish. I'm a long-term asset allocator. I know that stocks beat bonds on a rolling 12-month basis, 72% at a time. Most of the time, I like to be overweight stocks. But right now, given valuations, earnings expectations, and all the red lights on the macro data, we're underweight stocks. I just want to clarify, though, it doesn't mean we're not in stocks. I think investors should be invested for the long run. But if you want to tactically allocate between stocks and bonds, I don't think now's the time to be a hero, especially after a run like this, Oliver.
When we spoke in the fourth quarter last year, Sebastian, you talked to our viewers about the 3 phases of shock: inflation shock, growth shock, liquidity shock. And I believe I recall the liquidity component is generally being close to the last
Jason
one
wants you to buy
of
something.
The process. So is
Yeah, he
this
likes
a
to buy
liquidity
what's
shock by some
definitely
degree
down,
that
no matter
maybe
what.
could, in
It's down, he buys it.
retrospect, mark some sort of cyclical bottom?
Well, I'm really glad you remember our conversation. Thank you.
No more great
It
people
is
show up,
highly
you're ripping up
relevant
hours
right
calling
now.
it.
That is the most
Nice.
important question you can ask. And now the Fed has to deal with
If you guys want to chat, you have
3
to subscribe.
goals. Some will
5
call
minutes.
it a trilemma,
Have that for-
instead of a dilemma.
keep
But the Fed
mega
has to
trolls
worry
at bay
always about
somewhat.
growth and the impact of its actions
Read the
on
tape.
employment.
Shares trading
The
single
Fed
digits.
has to worry right now
Blocks 50,000
more
cells.
than over the last 10, 20, 30 years
Talking about back in March 10, I guess, Ryan.
inflation. And now the Fed has to worry about financial stability, which is a form of liquidity risk, which this banking crisis shows that, is a present danger. And the problem with liquidity risk is you don't really know where it's coming from. So you remember, Oliver, at the time we talked about how a central bank can have a foot on the accelerator by injecting liquidity, for example,
SPY
to
might want to
rescue
break out
banks,
here, actually.
while having the other foot on the brake by continuing to hike to tighten financial conditions. That is actually doable, and I expect that we'll hear some of that from the Fed tomorrow. Think of the UK
Market watch,
Bank of
GME
England,
stock
how
extends
they
sharp
bought
bounce off
long-term
2-year
yields
low ahead of
while they were
earnings.
still hiking
That's
rates.
right.
Think of the
Spot on.
ECB,
There's
which
your
is
2-year low.
aggressively hiking rates
Bounce.
while giving
earnings.
reassurance that they'll backstop Italian bonds should things on the liquidity side get really
goodness
bad. They call it the
That would have been a
anti-fragmentation. So we're in this
catastrophe.
era of central banks worrying about growth, worrying about inflation and financial stability. A lot of people will tell you you can't, you have to choose, you have to
Thank
choose.
you guys
But I
for
think
your
what
likes.
the Fed is
I
going to
appreciate
try
it.
to do is
34.
really bring inflation down, do 25 basis points, but maybe they'll reassure us and they'll say, look, we're going to backstop anything that could be major in terms of financial stability, similar to what Yellen just said.
We are waiting
And do you think
on
that makes
end
sense,
of day
Sebastian,
bell
to
in 30 minutes.
have one foot
Then
on
we
the
will
brake
get
fighting
GME's
inflation and the other
financials
one
shortly thereafter.
somewhere close
and
to
the
the
earnings call after
gas?
that.
I've heard people describe
financial
this
statements
as
is more
sort
what
of a silent QE
curious
in
about.
some
The earnings
ways,
call, I'm not
that the
don't have
money ultimately
expectations
can
for.
go back to buy assets for these banks that
I'm
just
curious if they
shifted
had
the money
still
over to a
are
different
mentioning
bank.
making an
Is
acquisition.
that stimulus going to outweigh a
Or
25
if they
basis points?
mentioned
Does
that they already
Powell
have,
risk
or-
inflaming
but I think we'll probably see that in
inflation if
filings.
he doesn't stay on that brake hard enough?
Look, it could. And right now, and I was listening to your show for the last 15 minutes or so, it's not, in my view, it's not stimulative what's going on. Again, going back to financial conditions.
1949
And so
after
you
hours
have
and
the
then
banks
red.
kind of by
You think it's gonna
pulling
rip
back
up
on risky
from the
lending
earnings
because
after
they
hours,
have to
1940, that
manage their
resistance,
asset
and
liability
then
risk
dump.
more tightly now, given what's going
Not
on.
a bad idea.
That is restrictive.
I feel like it doesn't
that
usually
can do
rip from the
part
earnings,
of
but
the Fed's
maybe.
job. The foot on the gas in a
What number to
liquidity
call?
crisis.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make
You're on the
sense.
screen.
It's not ideal policy because
Jerks.
you're trying to do two things at the same time, but you just have no choice, right? You don't want the system to fail. And we're not there. We're not there. We're not in 2008. Those banks are well capitalized. These aren't credit losses, right? These aren't just risky subprime mortgages on top of which we've added derivatives that are all hidden in off balance sheets. This is not what's going on. It's a mark-to-market manifestation of interest rate risk, which, by the way, is easily reversible should
there's a
we
little
need
flush
to,
there
because the
on-
Fed controls
Ooh,
interest
pretty
rates
big flush on
much more
GameStop,
easily
actually.
than you can reverse big
Haven't seen that
credit
all day.
losses like the ones we had stemming from the housing crisis back
BBY
in
is going the other way.
2008. So I guess, Oliver, I'm giving you a bit of a nuanced message here. It is
Well,
doable.
pre-earnings
It is
dump.
not ideal. This is probably some of what we'll hear about tomorrow. We'll save the system if the system needs saving. Otherwise, we continue to fight inflation.
Buy it,
Seems
GME.
like it's a good framework for us to operate off of for now. And a bear case without a crisis case, Sebastian. Good to catch up. Pleasure as always.
I saw that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian Page, head of global
That's an
multi-asset
interesting
CIO at T. Rowe Price. Chicago's
volume.
book Beyond Diversification, what every
Sell off
investor
there.
needs to know about asset allocation. Still staying
Thanks,
with
Daisy.
the bearish perspective,
Appreciate
but
it.
important to also that Sebastian doesn't see a major 2008 style fallout.
For
Options
close,
coming
maybe.
back. Two bullish trades in today's action. No
Classic.
surprise with all this green on the board.
I don't know. I don't know. Nice to see a little volatility, I guess. Ah, there you go. Yeah, those new recently discovered shares. Just happened to show up. Full circle comedy, yep, full circle. Not if it's, I mean, this induces more fear and panic when you do it fast. So, depends on your goal. Trying to get a good exit on a short, then yeah, slowly unwinding your shorts at peaks. But this isn't that. Donro doesn't know, he's just speculating. So let's see, GME's max pain is $17. End of week. Like a Seinfeld episode. I don't know. I don't know if there's many left like that. Relocate. Fubo's up 14. Birds 18. BBY not really down much today, which is very good. Very, very good. Wouldn't be mad by a close like this. The old Bed Bath. Off exchange higher than it's been since beginning of February? Up by 16. Far too much to do. I don't know. You want to buy more before earnings? Is that what you're saying? Or you just want it for 16? Yeah, you might get filled this week. You might get a 16 fill this week. See pre-product earnings in the media. We did hear actually. You're talking about GME. Oh yeah. We did hear about them analyzing GME. Yeah, so even if we do get a big mega pump like we did last March, still looking here after earnings, you know, a gap down. That's what that is. So closed here, then you had a big gap down, and that whole day it rallied and then kept rallying. So even if we do get a rally, it doesn't mean we'll gap down or something after the earnings. Flirting with me? Buys moving up here. The 398.61 was one of my lines. I don't know if that's really gonna matter. Yeah, SPY's gonna keep pumping. We're getting a bullish MACD crossover. Green's already over the 9. I think we're gonna be filling this gap at least. 406. I think we're in for a March pump. Like clockwork.
Well,
20 minutes to
Airlines
close.
up 2.5%. Putting in a couple of days of the most
Thank you guys for your likes. I
higher lows I've
appreciate
ever
it.
seen on that chart.
37 of
At least
them.
it's
Well
progress. We do know these are
We've got
two
probably
very
30
high
minutes
beta
till the
groups, and
financials
when
come out on
the
GME
market
for
did get hit on
Q4
the banks,
2022.
and it got hit in the energy sector, we saw some of the consumer travel
New high
stuff
on
go
the
with
SPY
it.
there. SPY's
Really, the only
ripping.
thing that's at multi-week highs is tech, comm services.
What's bringing
and
up the
crypto
banks?
stuff. How about eBay? Where we're up 2% today, but you've got actually a little bit of a bearish trade there. And then we'll get to Amazon, where you've got a bullish trade. So two e-commerce stocks.
No
Amazon
questions,
doing
super
better
secret
than
plan, no
eBay.
details, and
Someone
call.
fading the strength over the last
Super
couple
secret
days.
plan. They've never said they have a super
yeah,
secret
we've seen
plan.
that rebound over the last 4 or 5
If they said that,
sessions,
that would be so
in that stock.
hyped.
Still down about 21%
People
from
go
a year ago
crazy.
levels.
They
up
said they
about
have a super
5%
secret
so
plan.
far this year. And if you looked at their last earnings
All
call,
done, Ace.
CEO came out said
Job here is
potential for
done.
improvements in underlying economic conditions
Look
is
at the SPY
good,
rip.
but they cannot predict
Look
a
at that
second half
friggin' rip on
recovery
SPY.
from the consumer. Decline
1.3%.
of 12% in gross
Nat
merchandise
gas to
value,
go
at
up on traded yes
GMV,
again.
that widely watched figure for performance of companies in the e-commerce industry. That was a detriment on their last earnings call. Does that improve? I don't know. Inflationary pressures are still
Okay,
out
everyone
there,
does his
but
owls.
is
Find out
eBay
his
one of those
address.
stocks where people like look for value,
In the world.
right? Look for that bargain. I'm not sure, but somebody's setting up for some more downside in here over the next month because the trader came in and bought 3,000 April 42.5 strike puts for an average debit of 107 on those. So that break even 41.30,
Says you're sharing Night Dog.
41.43.
I love it when the things we buy go down. Stocks are down today, and I'm buying more of something I was.
5 times
Yeah.
normal daily average volume that we've seen over
Genius.
the last 5 trading sessions. So yeah,
Sorry,
people
that was
setting
so
up
loud.
for some more downside in here. And there was a note out earlier today between Amazon and Best Buy that Best Buy,
Dude, look at this
their
rip.
actual prices are actually
20 minutes to
widening out
close.
from what Amazon charges
Not
for
a
some
double
of the
top
same
at all.
products.
Full-on breakout.
Probably trying to make up some margin as sales slow. Does that hurt eBay?
Yeah,
We'll
that-
have to
that
wait
gap's
and
getting
see,
filled
but,
up
so
here.
we're taking a bearish outlook
before
here,
the month is
on
over.
eBay over the next month.
Okay. Pretty interesting move given that Amazon finally kind of caught up to some of the risk
Yeah, I'll
on
watch it.
the last couple months. Really, Amazon's been kind of asleep at the wheel
GME
a little
even got a
bit.
little pull from it.
eBay's actually been a little bit more volatile. It had a bigger push
BBY,
to the
just
upside than faded.
barcoding today.
Actually been
not
outperforming
bad.
for a couple months relative to Amazon. But now, after yesterday's layoffs, the Amazon stock is moving higher, 3%.
Yeah, but yesterday, remember, after those
The
job
market didn't like the layoffs, actually.
No, I mean the stock was down 2.5% at one point during the day. Finished down about 1.25%. Did make up some ground today, up nearly 3% as that tech turnaround's kind of taken hold. This stock's up nearly 20% so far this year. Layoffs, you know, they announced some at the end of last year. 9,000 additional. I think the key thing on those jobs that they were let go with, Oliver, they were in AWS, they were in Twitch, they were in some of the other industries that you wouldn't expect. Advertising, AWS, Twitch. You would think that they would start laying off some workers in
Great,
some of
get
their
'em.
facilities, but that's not the case here. A lot of white collar,
Warren
higher
stopping
paying
by in Grapevine?
jobs at this point. But
Warren Buffett.
analysts from Citigroup came out, said he likes it. If you
Rocket
if you
Owls.
start cutting employees, it's going to start cutting down on expenses,
Getting
right?
there.
That's going to be
getting
efficiencies.
there.
We all know how Meta's doing, mentioning efficiencies over and over again. But somebody taking a bullish stance in here. We had a lot of call volume in
can't figure it out.
Amazon today as the stock's outperforming to the upside. Had a trader buy 10,000 March 24th weeklies, the 101 strike call. So real short-term positioning here by this trader. They paid an average debit of $1.18 for that
GME to
10,000
10.
lot.
He's
So that
skipped to
takes
do a
that
free
break
one.
even to
One row.
102.18 over the next 3
I think
days.
probably 5
it's
by
only
now.
about 1.6% above the current share price in Amazon as it's trading
GME to
just
5
below
fast.
101. Yeah, higher rates not negatively affecting the tech sector today, as we've seen historically over the last year or so, where interest rates going higher typically meant that we'd see some weakness in some of those tech names, but they've rebounded strongly today.
Okay. Amazon just ramping up big here.
Yeah.
There's a
Back
gifted
above
one.
$100.
One row, it's
Everything's
free.
ramping up big into the
Nasdaq's at the
close.
highs right now.
Click it.
Whew.
Click
We are
accept gift.
rocking and rolling.
They expect
Accept
some good
it.
news out of Jerome tomorrow.
I guess so.
You must
Any
be
further here
fast.
for the Nasdaq, and you're getting above
You did it.
February
You
highs.
freaking did it, Juan. So
I'm still
proud of
waiting
you,
for those
man.
semiconductors to
Can't
break
believe you
through,
could actually do it.
The technical level Kevin Green was telling us about yesterday.
I think you
so
struggled at that.
There's a lot potential as this
And it
market
was so
continues to
easy.
ramp up.
Yeah, Nasdaq's up
Thank
over
you, Ace,
15% so
by the
far this
way.
year.
Yeah, it's
RSI's getting a little bit frothy there.
Thanks, Tom White.
Legit.
All right, when we come back, let's talk AI.
Thank you, guys. Okay. We're all members now. That is neat. This has got to be the only chat with only members. Members only, basically. Alright, Jimmy getting a little pump up with this buy there.
The ego on you.
Ah, look at BBY's green. Exiting its little barcode here. One of us, one of us. Here we go. Greening all day. Base prescription direct goal. Dang, look at that rip. We're gonna hit 400 a day, man. Kuro. No way, Kuro, man. You're such an OG. Do you really just lurk all the time? No. If you're gray, just don't even chat. Just watch. I don't think he can do it, girl. I don't think he's able. True. You're gonna get all the OGs, Ace. You gotta be careful. I'm telling you, there could be like 5,000 people in here in a few minutes. Earnings are gonna be, the earnings calls at 5. Thank you, Ace. Ace skipped another membership. Kuro, Drew, whichever one of you OGs wants it. It's up for grabs. Earnings calls at 5. The financials will come out after the bell. Give it like 20-25 minutes. All right, there's 2 of you now. You both can get it. You better hurry up before some random lurker comes and grabs them. Yeah, other earnings calls. I've had like 3,500 people in here for an earnings call. I mean, I know GME isn't that hype anymore, so I won't expect that, but it'll pick up. Last 2 times, there's enough change across each other. That's bullish, right, Don? Come on, that's not bullish. Not bearish. There you go, Drew. There you go, Kuro. Well done, guys. You can thank Papa Ace for his eternal generosity in making sure no one goes unmembered.
The ego on you. The ego on you.
Don't you dare come into Happy Money's chat with a gray name. That's Ace Ventura right there. Don't insult the man. The call will be at 5 o'clock, but the financials come out sometime after the bell. So sometime in the next 30 minutes, I would say, within that time. Be excited access. Me too. Should be exciting. They might have pretty good numbers. Hopefully cash flow is even better. That would be neat. Go a fancy star. It is 415. Yeah, that's probably about right. Probably get the numbers around 415. Calls usually not that exciting from GME. Last quarter was probably the most exciting call I've heard from them when they said they're looking for potential acquisition, or how do you word it? Matt said buying a used company. I think those are the words he used. I'm like, what the heck? Like going to a used company car lot and picking one up? I don't know. But yeah, I think it was basically looking to make an acquisition. So something like that would be cool again. DRS numbers, of course, is going to be an interesting factor since they were lower last time. Cash flow, I'm curious about. Of course, EPS. I'm assuming it's still going to be negative. How negative? Revenue on the NFT marketplace. If there is any news on any sort of merger acquisition. Profitability and dilution. Head over to the used company lot. That's right. Quote media. I don't know. What are you guys looking for on the financials? The GME financials statements specifically. I know most of you are curious about DRS. MACD leapfrog or MACD ice cream. What was it? Constant dilution. They'd be stoked. More money, more capital for GME to save and make money on government bonds. Check out AI. Yeah, what about it? Up 8% today. Wow, things held up really well. Held up quite well indeed. Calls at 20. They love the range plays. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's bounced off of that. This is at such an elevated height. Hard to know if it'll how well it's going to trade in this range, you know. But yeah, definitely solid support down there. Buys coming down here now. Gallons of opium. OS. Maybe. Maybe it's after this call. We don't know. Maybe it starts. Maybe today is the first day. Short-term cash position. Yes. Compared it to last quarter. Year over year. GameStop towels on sale.
20 has been pretty much a line in the sand. We did see a dip
really
down
wanted to hear
low
Matt
for a
Furlong
day or two, but
read his scripted message.
That's coming close to an area where there's some real big support there.
Okay. Good.
I just call it towel and still talk about it.
Thanks.
Actually, last
Scott,
DD I read about
Props
BY
Trading
was
Academy,
good and it came from Superstock.
Low right now. VIX creeping back into the low 20s. Kevin Gordon and Colin
Ooh,
Martin
that
are
is a
going to join
sneaky
in on
for
the
sure.
convo
For
in
sure,
the 10
Ryan.
minutes until the bell. Bulls are squeezing
coming
in
down.
as much as they can right now.
Touch. I need to get some water. They're forcing me to chat so much. Bunch of forceful people. All right. I got some water. We're getting hydrated. We're getting ready. Market close in 6 minutes. Here we go. BY's popping up there, indeed. 3%. Can I talk about this on a GME earnings call stream? Is that like sacrilegious? I feel like it probably is. Yeah, very good sign though here. Coming into close. Just the fact that it's hopefully getting flat. Got flat here, very nice, but then broke support and not nice, so needed to get flat again. Inside bar also is a good sign. That inside candle, inside the larger candle. MACD still bullish, and this would be another RSI divergence. This last one failed, it was quite subtle. But today if we close up this high, we're getting another divergence from back here. Lower lows, higher lows. Nice, 3.5. All right, good. Probably still up. There's a lot of us that are invested in BY. We're getting swamped by the grays. We can't hold the line anymore. You're 10, Jan. What are you flexing on here? Oh, bottle of wine from the cellar. Oh, now you're really flexing. Pff, what the heck? Thank you, Ace Ventura. Another gifted sub. Any of you OGs out there, go ahead and treat yourself to a free sub, free membership rather, by yours truly, Papa Ace. I think who in here is long term? Pezzle's pretty long term, not very active. I don't really recognize any of these people, so I should be a rando grabbing it. Spy's coming down here. Yeah, I think GME it'll probably be negative EPS. Hopefully better than expectations, I suppose. Expectations are, we'll have to look at that.
Calm and maybe concerns that we don't see such large bank failures, there's still a lot of risks out there in terms of slower economic growth, tighter financial conditions, and what's likely going to happen with the banks. They're likely to tighten
the stock would probably move to that price,
conditions, for lack of
and
a better
then
phrase.
you could
They're
sell it at
likely
that price if you wanted.
Scrutinize their borrowers. They might slow down their lending, and that slows growth in and of itself. So this whole
this isn't a good stream to try and
might do
win the battle here, Ace.
Win
the war.
In that it should tighten financial conditions even more.
Alrighty then.
It's interesting because tightening one way versus tightening the other, tightening through rate hikes or tightening through some type of negative event, seems like it should have the same effect on
you always get the best
stocks
hindsight
and
trades.
Risk assets. But again, the equity market
nice
still
little short
pretty
up there on SPY.
resilient
BBY
through
coming down,
this.
but honestly,
we did see the way the
flat
bank
day today would
sell-off
be
kind
great
of
on
hit
Bed Bath.
energy companies. They hit some
1
of the
minute, not even
more
a minute to
consumer
close.
kind of reopen
SPY's coming
trades,
down.
but overall, the market here has been kind of widening out its strength
Oh,
the
no,
last
the bell.
couple days. Kevin, what do you look?
Okay, it's gonna hold on. Oh, hold on. Okay. Okay, I think I muted it. Should be good. You should be good. I think I muted it. Good warning, thanks. Ooh, that was close. I'm gonna hear it, so I know what's gonna come, but you're not gonna hear it. Okay, I just heard it. You didn't hear it. Nice.
Within sectors, within factors, even. So I think,
So
you know,
obnoxious. I could
unfortunately,
probably turn
that's
that off
reversing
somehow.
a lot of, you know,
Anyways,
trades
that is
a lot of
it.
people thought
Day
were
is
gonna do
done.
well this year,
We're
whether it
waiting
was equal
for
weight, whether it was
financials
the
on
cap weight,
GME.
or small caps finally
Somehow you guys
starting
always
to
get
do,
faster than me
some of the
or the
lifting.
investor
So,
relations
yeah, if there's
page.
more
So
broadening
if you
out
get it,
there,
share it.
I think that would be a welcome
you
sign.
can
I'm
share
not
it
sure how
on
much
Discord.
that would be sustained in the near term.
Market
especially if
closed.
there's more
Whoa,
stress to be
2.4
built
billion
or
to the
maybe
sell side.
recognized within, you know, the smaller regional bank sector, but at the same time, that's a
Yeah,
small
share it in
subset
media or
of an
DD or
industry within
somewhere
a
in
sector
Discord.
like financials, so it doesn't necessarily impact other parts of the market. Meaning, if you're more cyclically biased right now, yeah, you could still find opportunities in the industrials and materials of the world. But, you know, I think you have to be a lot more careful in choosing that, especially now because there's been a huge shift over the past couple of weeks up the cap spectrum, not just within you know, the S&P 500 itself, but it's, you kind of lump S&P and maybe NASDAQ 100 because there's been a, you know, a growth tilt as well, growth index oriented tilt, not as much, you know, much more away from small cap value.
It's right, and today we got a little reminder that because the growth stuff powered up in the second half. It was Russell, it was banks yesterday, and early today.
Turning off the bell at close. That is a great time. Thank you guys for your thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're not able to chat, I do have subscribers only on, so you subscribe for at least 5 minutes.
Thanks, Kevin Gordon and Colin Martin. Excellent closing panel for us on the big picture headed tomorrow. Of course, it is all about Jerome
coming in here and trolling.
Don't forget, we've got some earnings, though.
But thank you for joining. Thank you for your likes. We are waiting for GME's financials. Little pop up here, 0.5% after hours. I don't think anything's been released yet. I'm F5ing, refreshing the investor relations page on GME for here. And I'm in the queue for the earnings call, which is probably at 5. They have pretty good music, but it's copyrighted. It's not as good as my Yaz, but no, it's fine. It's fine. SLBY before the dump? Which dump? Dump you referring to? Noto, Barolo, aerated and decanted. There you go. Enjoyment this after hours. Well done. Yaz over everything. Game on. Oh, after hour 1. No, I didn't. No, I didn't sell. For the reverse split news? Nah. BY is up 2.3 after hours? Okay. No, I would have sold at the inverse head and shoulders that we failed when it was $1.50. I said, you know what, I'm gonna hold it here. I think we could come down all the way to the 88 cents. And but I'm gonna not try and time that. I'll just hold it here, just in case it was a quick dip and then a rip, and I'm trying to FOMO back in. So living with that decision. Of course, now in hindsight, it's come much slower. It's come down much lower and slower. So I could have timed it, but I didn't know that then. So that's kind of where I'm at. Ready for Furlong's most boring earnings call ever. Bearish FOMC, yeah. Time's at 2. Yeah, which dump? Calls and insurance. Parlayed. Parlay. Okay, so you guys always correct me. It's not investor relations. It comes out, what, SEC filings? Is this where it comes out first? Maybe. I'll refresh this page. I feel like this is where it comes. Hasn't started yet. Earnings call will be at 5, but their financials should come out. They could come out anytime now. So once the financials come out, we're going to look at that, review the numbers, look at DRS, look at cash flow, maybe acquisition, merger, any news like that. Check their EPS, you know, stumble our way through the financial sheet. Hey, Joho. Been a while, man. Joho's an OG. Yeah, there's lots of free memberships if you guys scroll up. Joho. You scroll up, click on the memberships that Ace has gifted. Whoa, big pop on GME. Looks like something came out. 9%, 10%, 12%. What in the world? I'm refreshing, not seeing it yet. Let's see. See if it holds. Sometimes you get a pop and then a dump, but that's a pretty strong pop. Or 20 bucks. Wow. Wow. So what's nice is you can sell shares here if you want. Options, you're holding. What do we have? What's the news? Anybody see the filings? Net sales were 2.26 billion compared to 2.25 in prior year's fourth quarter. So down. Okay. I forgot to close my covered calls. Whoops. Whoops. Oh well. Wait, net income was positive? What the heck? Where are the freaking numbers? That came out really fast. So we'll see how it ends, but if it stays up 15%, you're beating the market maker on this. The market maker only priced in like 11%. Do you have a link down the row for anybody? Same thing every freaking year. Every quarter. Yeah, is it positive this quarter compared to last? Inventory is 682 million. Wow. Yeah, they sold through some inventory. Cash equivalents, and marketable securities were 1.39 billion. Net sales 5.9. Oh, because this is Q4, so we're getting the whole year. I forgot. Net sales of 5.9 billion for the fiscal year compared to 6 point fiscal year. So net sales is down a little bit year over year. Run hard halfway to next earnings. That's when I'm hitting calls. Wait, run hard next. What? Why is it here first? That's so annoying. Holy crap, 22%. Well, glad I didn't sell all my calls. Not glad I forgot to close out my covered calls. Sometimes the stream bites you because you forget to do stuff. All right, it's up 25%. That is neat. Net sales were 2.26 billion compared to, if I can zoom in on this guy a little bit for you guys. Oh, I can do that on, there we go. Wow, looky. Holy crap. Is this Moaz? This is an earnings reaction. Beating expectations, I would say. $23. Wow. That's a pretty impressive move. I don't think we've seen an earnings move like that. I can't remember last time. Net sales were 2.226 billion compared to 2.254 billion in the prior year's fourth quarter. So net sales were down a little bit year over year. Holy crap. 32%. Oh my gosh. We're getting no pullback. Where's your Elliott wave now? Elliott squeeze just woke up and knocked Elliott wave out. That's crazy. It's fixed. Because this isn't the FTDs, this isn't the SLD, this isn't the OPEX, this is fixed. This is what a stock does when it beats earnings expectations. It rallies. My gosh. These guys talking? They are.
Low here. And I have to say that with all of the risk on tone, the buying of crypto, the rush into tech and the NASDAQ, GameStop's been kind of sleepy. I'll say, to Kevin and Colin's point about how investors have sort of favored some quality the last few months, so that maybe the sluggish move in GameStop perhaps reflects that, Caroline. People are not quite as eager to buy into.
Dude, are we positive EPS?
You know, I was going to point out the same thing, and when I was thinking of GameStop, do I say the former meme stock, or is it still a meme stock, and it just hasn't really bounced
Looks
all
to
that
her
much?
already say
Because
former meme
looking at
stock.
this, it's you know, obviously had a good day today heading into this report, but
Yeah,
still down
quarter
about
million
4%
volume.
for this year until we're seeing this after-hours bounce. But take a look at the after-hours
BBBY
bounce. I see a
7
stock
and
that's
oh
up
my gosh.
30% right now, so maybe it will be back in meme stock territory,
AMC.
and maybe for
It's
good
pulling
reason.
them
Hey,
all
being
up even
on
in
top of
after
bottom line,
hours.
as Kevin said, is always
Holy
a good thing.
crap.
He's looking at the NFT business. I haven't
job,
seen anything
Candyman.
about that yet. I did notice that inventory looks like it could be in a healthier position.
Day one of Moss. That's what I was saying, guys. This could be the first day. We needed positive EPS.
$915 million at the close of last year, so they're really looking to maintain a healthy inventory position. That's always key. Something else that we'll pay close attention to when Nike reports in just a few minutes. So you know, and we'll just have to see, especially also the collectibles business. Are people buying collectibles as inflation is surging and potentially, you know, the economy could be, what, at least in a slowdown, possibly a recession. Consumers are pulling back. We'll have to see what they have to say about collectibles as well.
Okay, all right. Always a fun one. Lots of different things and kind of bizarre fundamentals for GameStop. Nike's going to be a little bit
So
more
beat revenue.
kind of a
We'll look at it once we're done
pure
talking.
Stock, of course, and a well-performing one. Should be coming out in the next 5 minutes. Tell us what generally.
Jeez,
Kevin, that we should be
35% on
looking
GME.
for, and
Oh
if
my
we're gonna
gosh.
see
I mean, blew
that
through 1940.
China consumer show up, or maybe if that's
20. Remember I said 24. I
already
wasn't
got baked
expecting
into the
after
price.
hours.
I think that probably could be the surprise for
Oh,
Oliver.
wow.
The Chinese consumer can come back in and show significant growth in just the Asia Pacific markets in
Yeah,
general.
I didn't
That could
position
provide
quite heavy
them
as I
maybe
wish I did now. Holy
the base,
crap.
if you will, to be able to offset maybe some of the costs that they're still seeing or some of the effects that they have seen from
Can't believe I didn't close this
markdowns
protocol.
trying to get old
I totally
inventory
spaced that. I
out.
knew
The
there's
street
something
is
to do
looking
before
for revenue
close.
to come in at 11.45 billion, and then adjusted earnings per share coming in at 52 cents as well. So I think that's
All right, they're talking about Nike now. Okay, net sales. Holy crap. Okay. Net sales were 2.26 billion compared to 2.25 in the year prior, so a little less net sales than the year before. SG&A expenses were 453 million, or 20% of sales, compared to 538 million, 23% sales in prior year's quarter. Okay, I think that's good. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I'll be rolling them. It's okay. That's a theta account, so I'll be rolling those for a bit. That sucks. Inventory is 682 million at the close of the period compared to 915 million at the close of the period, the prior year's fourth quarter. So to me, I mean, they're going through inventory, which is a good thing. But they still have a healthy inventory position, which is what they're saying here. Which is true. Cash equivalents and marketable securities were 1.39 billion at the close of the quarter. So this is cash and marketables. This is more than just cash. I think their cash is less than $1 billion at this point. Long-term debt remains limited to a low interest unsecured French government. Yes. We generated net sales of 5.29 billion for the fiscal year, compared to 6 billion for fiscal year 2021. So less net sales year over year. I think we're gonna hold some kind of gap up. I don't know if it'll be 33% or what, but it's not even sold off at all, unless if they give negative forward guidance. But I don't think they're gonna give any guidance. Yeah, I don't think they'll give any guidance. So it should hold, I would imagine. So some sort of pump. Completed the majority of implementations and upgrades related to the company's infrastructure, systems, shipping capabilities, and online and mobile platforms. Completed the majority of implementation. Okay. If you guys aren't subscribed, you'll need to subscribe to chat if you'd like to chat. Subscribe, give me 5 minutes, and then come on in. initiated cost-cutting initiatives and headcount reductions over the course of the year to increase operational efficiency, established an equity incentive program for store leaders, tenured associates to increase their compensation and strengthen alignment of interest with fellow stockholders, set a go-forward strategic direction focused on efficiency, profitability, and pragmatic growth. Yeah, there you go. There's 24 to 23.99. Given this is after hours, so, but still, that was kind of, if it broke the 1940, I was thinking 24. If it breaks that, I mean, a good earnings to set this off, this move, that would be even better than really back here. Back here, the earnings probably missed all expectations, and then they just had their rollover or whatever, combined with RC buying in. This, I mean, you might legitimately have whatever shorts there are closing. Let's see, company call. Okay, now what about the actual filings? Not there yet. Why can I never find it? Newsletter? Donna, can you send a link to the filings? I can't find them. Q3 2022. Nothing's come out on here. So we just have the media. Don't have anything from the company. Up my position 35% this week. 1870 open. Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna open. Smoking a cigar right now. Oh, there you go, Candyman. Got a membership. Yeah, I know. I got the Business Wire one. They have a link to the. It's still not out on investor.gamestop though. The actual filing. This is. Oh, it actually. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was actually on here. Thought that was just like the highlights or whatever. Down here. Okay. I guess that's all we really need to see, but try and figure this out anyways. All is on Edgar. News relations, yeah. It's here though, right? This is it. Are you winning, son? What do you mean even? They can now do dividends. Net income, look at that. Positive. Crazy. Positive EPS. Yeah, I even said I wasn't expecting positive EPS. That was quick. Literally, it was that interview with the homie. The only interview Ryan Cohen's done. He said we're pushing for short-term profits and not, you know, now that interest rates are high, we've got to shift our strategy. And they did it in very short order. This is literally the second earnings since then. That's a big ship to move a whole company and all that, and I mean, they did that in short order. DRS numbers. Let's see. Average shares. Net income 2.2%. This is for Q4 2023, right? Yeah. Is comparing it with Q4 2022. So they were negative 6.5. got me hyped again. Yeah, for sure. So 50. So this is the yearly, year over year. Still a net loss year over year, but just last quarter they were positive EPS, so that's legit. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming down year over year. There you go, 1%. They not mention DRS at all? Is it on this one or is it on a different one? They didn't mention computer share, registered shares. I'm an idiot. Can't believe I didn't close those. It literally, the bell came up so quick and I was just like, wasn't even thinking. Oh well. I still have these other, I have what, 3 of these. I love it. The first earnings, they have positive EPS. This is the least exposure I think I've had on GME in 3 years. My cover calls are 18. Problem is also it's on long calls that are 20. So I'll have to roll them up for sure. Total assets, 3,100. 8 million volume. What? No. On a BBY? We'll look for DRS. Ace, are you stoked, man? You're getting it. You're getting it. Bye bye, baby. 13 weeks. Net cash flow is used in investing activities. What's this about? Investing activities. Sell your shares now and take us to the moon. Maybe they'll give guidance. Maybe they're waiting for positive EPS. He's gonna blow it up on calls in the morning. As anybody would do. Anybody with a brain. Let's see, 13 weeks. Okay. Just SG&A. That positive. Adjusted operating income. Well done. Thank you guys for your likes. What a journey. It's literally been 3 years of negative EPS. 2.5. Or actually, I mean, I don't know when's the last time they reported a positive EPS on a quarter. Market open back up. Crazy. Retail did save GME, it's true. It's our company. EBITDA, positive EBITDA. Crazy. The 13 weeks. Ending on January. That. And here's what, 52 weeks, so that's year over year. Still negative, of course, there. It'll take a few quarters to get the year over year EPS up. Think about acquiring BY down 20%. Let's see, Free cash flow 326. What was it? What's month over month? What was it last quarter? This is showing what? 52 weeks. Oh, the whole year they were free cash flow positive? Wow. All of 2022 they ended up becoming free cash flow positive. That's interesting. What was it last quarter? Look it up. Do you guys remember? It's 326 million here for this Q4. What was Q3? 3.3 million. If billion. Not billion. $126 million free cash flow. Q3 of 2022. So it's increasing by a lot. Positive DS quarter ending 3/26/2020. Okay, so it's been like 3 years. Oh wait. Oh no, okay, that. Yeah. Oh, 3/23/2020. They've had positive EPS, both of. So this is pretty common for them to have positive EPS for this quarter. Ah, interesting. I mean, I guess being Christmas, it's their best quarter. So it was just last year that they didn't have positive EPS this March, or this, yeah, on this earnings. Year before that they had positive EPS. I didn't think they had any quarters that were positive. But this is year over year. 52 million. Test. I haven't got a DRS yet. Last year, yeah, that's interesting. They just spent a lot on that NFT stuff. This excess volume is crazy and sus. Let's see. Would the DRS stuff even be on here? Where are the confused without the filings on the actual investor relations page? It still hasn't come out on here. Isn't it supposed to come out on here? Well, that's neat. The huge green candle in 1 hour. Yeah, that's a huge move in the after hours. I mean, for an earnings move, 35% or whatever. BBY got a little pump from it, 2.25. AMC got a pump from it. 33. Yeah, that's a huge move, and it's not. I mean, not let up at all. Actual EPS. Yeah, it looks like March. Of 2021. Interesting. So it's not quite as bullish then to me, but it is still very good. The fact that every year except for last year, pretty much they have positive EPS in Q4. Not to say it's not good, that's great. But last year, I guess, was kind of an exception in a bad way. Year over year, free cash flow positive is positive, which is good. I don't know when's the last time they had that. And then it looks like it's also increasing quarterly, what you guys were saying from last quarter, which I guess would make sense with holiday sales and stuff anyways, but Costco on the web serves a team. We're there to upload the results. Was considered a bull flag. I mean, you want just some consolidation. It could be a short one, it could be a long one. But they did get movement from the after hours move, so full port into calls. Pop up very long. All right, let's look at some levels here. So literally hit right at that first level at 24. Given this is after hours, so I don't know where we're gonna open or so we're like right here. Geez, that's gonna be a massive gap if we open up there. There's like months of, I guess we were there just like a month ago, all just in the after hours move. Double bottom confirmed. Yeah, that was looking confirmed like 2 days ago. Literally on this day we had the green candle. Like, okay, we're not gonna get, doesn't look like we're gonna get a lower low and a RSI divergence. We're just getting a double bottom. So yeah, and then even today, like, yeah, it's just looked more and more. So repeating March of last year, maybe in a different way, but still looks plausible. I mean, positive VPS. Seems like the market's taking it pretty well. You know, this rally could still be in play, given that we've already basically done this whole move right now on after hours. But you have earnings continuations. Where that put us? Yeah, like there. So earnings call is coming out in about 30 minutes. We're done tomorrow. There'll probably be some profit taking, I would imagine. 148 is the next high from 2.6. Yeah. All in on leaps. That's true. JPal is speaking tomorrow. That is at... Their timing on that. You guys still talking about stuff? Fed interest rate decisions at 2, and then he talks at 2:30. So we've got all day before it can get squashed. Unless it's fixed. It looks fixed. This move right here looks fixed. This looks like a normal stock where it beat expectations and it rips. So whether we get like actually squeezy and crazy volume and stuff like this, still, that's true. That we don't know if that's going to happen yet. So far after hours looks, I mean, good, but not like a broken stock. Option sell-off. I feel like there wasn't many options though. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of. There must not have been much demand because the IV was low. The pricing on the options was pretty cheap. Yeah, these stupid 18 calls. What was I thinking? I was almost breaking even on it too. I probably was. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I wasn't. So yeah, that'll be a roll. Be quite the roll. Still kept a couple calls though. Didn't sell all my calls there. Fire in April, thankfully. Still have 3 left. Was planning on getting more tomorrow, and probably still will. Just looking for some kind of dump, kind of profit taking to load up on calls. IV is going to be pumped. Potentially, yeah, probably. That was insane. You're being dramatic, Ryan. If this happened intraday with no news, then you should lose your breath. That's what I'm looking for in the next 2 weeks. I want intraday moves like that with no news. Not gonna sleep right. You know you can sell your shares after hours, Ace. You can do it. Just change the order so it's extended hours. Or you can buy them. Actually get it. My baby's profitable. But it's every quarter, Q4 of every year has been positive EPS other than last year. So, not to squash on it. But that's not quite as hype. They're in the right direction though. Cash flow has increased quarter over quarter, and EPS is increasing. Year over year it's increasing too, so they're going the right direction. I want to see positive EPS on normally a negative EPS quarter. I wish I bought more GME. I don't know. No, not necessarily. I mean, it's probably going to keep rallying, I would say. I don't know where it's going to open tomorrow, though. Like, it could open back down quite a bit. 24 was kind of the first... That was my second level. If it broke 1940, I was thinking we'd probably move up to 24 pretty easily. We hit that. We'll see where it consolidates or finds support. If it can make a move past that, then yeah, we're looking at the top of that range, 28, and then got 30 and 35. I'll move back down a little bit, but just a VWAP, and VWAP's very high, given that's after hours. That's right, Ryan, you had an order for 16. Yeah. We're at 23 right now, which is VWAP. Make a profit. Yep, positive EPS on the quarter. Free cash flow, positive, increased. It seems like double from last quarter. I'll have to look at that though. Double digit green. Why earnings reports aren't always trustworthy. Negative, I'm sure they'll find something. Or maybe they'll be bullish. Yeah, we hit 2450. I don't understand, Mr. Invest. I don't understand how you don't understand how you're not the only person that understands. Earnings call will be in 20 minutes. We're covering off open. No. I think open we'll see. I mean, it depends on where it opens. If it opens up this high, I think we'll see some profit taking. But we might not have much time before it just starts ripping. Yeah, I get exhausted with going over the same TA over and over and over. But I'm happy to do it. Max Payne obliterated so far. It is only Tuesday and this is still just after hours, so UI got a nice little pump from it, which is nice as well. Actually looks like it's bottoming. AMC as well. Suddenly feeling extra greedy. Would you look at that? Enough time to browse the Lambo website. 2 leaps. Well done. Housebrow did double this week. It tripled actually. Yeah, swaps, trauma, bank runs. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to cause a move, the old CS thing and unwinding those positions. That would be a move unlike one we've seen on GME. I think they're like to sell intraday. Yeah, I know what you mean, Ace. Open at 30 and say they own the BY float. I'm gifting me memberships. Okay. Yeah, I've got 20 minutes. I've got the page open up here, so we're waiting. They actually have nice classical music, but it's copyrighted, so feeling on that. I might try and exercise some of these calls. I don't know. Probably just going heavier to leaps. Leaps, you're not going to see a whole lot of. If you do want exposure, get more time. Those won't have the same increase in price as shorter term stuff does. So, you get enough time close enough to the money, they're basically going to move like the stock. You're going to have an increase on them, but it's not going to be hundreds of percent, thousands of percent. If you're looking at like weeklies tomorrow or next week's, they're going to be pumped up. Probably 4 digits, but if you look at leaps, maybe only 20-30%. So I might just be going along on more leaps tomorrow, seeing if the IV chills out, and then getting some shorter term stuff, which was my plan, but I was kind of expecting not a rip like this. So give me props at NVIDIA puts. Nice. Hey, Chewbacca. Internet always remembers. All right, so if you haven't heard, GME posted a positive EPS for the quarter. That is actually pretty common for Q4 on GME. Last year they didn't, they were negative. Which, that's interesting, because this was, that was this earnings right here. And that's when we ripped. So, wow. Yeah. And free cash flow has increased. Seems like it's doubled since last quarter, which I guess would make sense with increased sales with the holidays. Linux, was he bullish again? I don't know. AK is out. Isn't that what we're reading? Yeah, that's what we're reading. Net sales, net income, 2.2% on the positive. 13 weeks ending. Yeah, this is the same thing we're reading. Happy Land RV Park, in the middle of nowhere near you. Not posting. I don't think he just plays earnings, so he probably is not really positioned for this. You know what I mean? So I don't know where he gets his data from, but it's all just TA, so it wouldn't include earnings. I mean, the TA you could see would be this double bottom, which I don't know if he was ever even claiming it, but I honestly don't know where he gets his stuff. So very, very interesting. Curious how it plays out. Earnings calls coming up in about 15 minutes. $8.24. This is yeah. Would you go in tomorrow to open or wait till the dust settles? I guess depends on where we open. And depends on what you're going in with. If you're talking like options or shares. Shares, it's not a huge deal because you're not paying for IV. just trying to get a lower price, of course. So you can buy in when it's exciting. It's not going to hurt you. Options you want to buy when it's boring, of course. Short dated options in the morning, yeah, you might make money on them, but there's definitely going to be risky. You're buying options at open that are short dated. But again, it depends on where we open. I might get some leaps pretty early tomorrow. And especially if it drops down, profit taking. JPAL is speaking, it's not speaking until 2:30. Comes out at what, 2, so yeah, rate decision comes out at 2 and he speaks at 2:30. So that can kind of falter the move a little bit, but if GME is doing a rollover like it did last March, then as long as the SPY is not basically crashing, we should be fine. Find a rip. And based on the TA on SPY and GME, it's looking like we're going to keep rallying. SPY's going to keep rallying like it did last March also, for whatever reason. So I feel like the SPY is going to support the rally on GME. Yeah, it's nice to sound it open. That's true. But you have to realize GME moves with the SPY kind of just when it's in that algo. They have obligations that have to be met and they have to buy it basically or roll it over or whatever they do. It kind of goes on its own, and you'll see it breaking away from the SPY. You know, SPY could be dumping, it could be staying flat, and then just a little green bounce on SPY and it rips. So the relative strength they can have against SPY can be very strong, where we don't really need SPY necessarily to rally. Birds is up 8%. Thanks for your likes, guys. 74 likes, well done. Positive EPS on the quarter. Free cash flow positive. Beat expectations by what, 33% or something. So the stock GME still does look fixed. I think we'll have a pretty good idea by sometime beginning of April whether it is or not. Whether it still has this overarching bearing problem to some entities that are short the stock, presumably, where they have to have it rally. But this price action to me looks like good beat on expectations for earnings. Yeah, it could pull back trades, absolutely. Pull back to a support. I mean, that might happen quick though. That might all happen intraday tomorrow. Yeah, 24 is kind of like that resistance. So yeah, maybe a 22 for support. But if we are actually repeating back here, I mean, it could happen pretty quick to where it's not trading normally. So that's where we got to find out. Is it fixed or is it still GME still broken like it was last year? Sell your SOXL profits for more GME. Nice. All right, 10 minutes. Dude, if they give guidance, this move could keep going today. Depends on this earnings call. If they give nothing, it's a normal earnings call. Could stay flat, or I could see it dumping even. If you guys haven't subscribed, you'd like to chat, you're welcome to chat. You just gotta subscribe, be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes, and you can join us. Let us know your plays, how you're positioned, shares, options, DRS. Oh wait, they didn't give any DRS numbers, is that right? That's very interesting. Almost 10 million. What volume are you guys talking about? I'm only seeing 1 million. Let me see here. Earnings release. Yeah, I still haven't had the 10Q released. Oh, volume on the day? What the heck? Yeah, I didn't even notice. Where did that volume come from? It's like counting this volume. Weeble's broken, dude. We didn't get 8 million volume today. No. Weeble's counting after hours or something. We got like 5 million today. Working on close? We didn't even get those orders on close though. Volume didn't come in until the earnings. There's no, I don't see any orders. Look, didn't come in until here. No, that's broken. Even after hours we didn't get that much. What? 8.9 million. If you look at 4 hour, it doesn't show that. Hold on, let me add it up. That doesn't make any sense. 2.9 million and 1.7. I don't need to add it up. That's not 8 million. That's like 4 million something. That's 3 million. That's 2 million. Be generous. It's 5 million. 9.2 million? What? It's a volume we're about to get. It's the real price of GME. That's crazy though, you're right. I mean, on Webull here, this is broken. It's showing all the internalized volume. It's showing all the dark pool volume. Something's broken there. Yeah, this is not the volume that we got today. It's got to be showing like a glitch of internalized volume, or I don't know, dark pool volume, whatever. Anybody have any insight into this? Because this shows 8.9 million. That's true. Webull was showing the EPS. Was that real? Are those numbers real, Ruthless? Did you go back and check? Let me see. But this wasn't just Webull saying this. You guys are saying it's on Charles Schwab and stuff too. Okay, so let me see where you shared that. Estimated EPS 0.83 actual negative. Yeah, that wasn't even right. So I don't know what that was. But yeah, that's NASDAQ too. What's NASDAQ showing? 8.9 million? Overclocking the dip machine. They're overclocking the volume. That's crazy. Even with after hours, I don't think it's... No, even with after hours, not even close to that. Look. So, am I doing something wrong? No, that's right. Yeah, we're not. Yahoo showing 6.9, Market Watch showing 9.2. It's going down. The volume's going down. Holy crap! GME's breaking the internet again. The brokerages. Even the after hours, we don't even have. I mean, 1.5 is this? That's including. See, that includes. Yeah, you really got to look at it like from here. We've got like 1, maybe 1.5 in after hours. There's a quarter. Yeah, we've got 1.5, over 1.5 in after hours. And during the day, we don't have 8. We have like 5.5. Even if you have after hours, it's not 8, whatever. Weird. 9.8 on E-Trade. Webull uses a similar subset. Exchanges. We missed lots of. This is like the negative volume we've seen on GME, but it's the other way around. We got on Discord. Discussion about daily versus other time for the trading view represented basically the smaller time frames are not slices of the daily. The markets report those separately. What? Other time frames. They're not. I mean, I still don't understand. So they're saying that the volume is actually 8.9 million, but if we add up the smaller time frames, it doesn't add up to that. Even all the volume, if we add up all the volume. I'm too stupid to understand what that means. Yeah, I certainly could see a short squeeze. This is one of the things we're waiting for, positive EPS. UBS is unpacking. That's correct. Okay, earnings calls now. We're gonna look at that volume though. That, yeah, you guys were saying 9 million. I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't have that much. And then you said on the daily, I'm like, oh, we never had that. I'm saying all day we didn't have that. I was looking at the daily all during the day, and it was we're gonna have less volume than yesterday, I think. Maybe at the end we had a little bit more, but it was close to 5 million. Okay, still waiting on the earnings call. Should be coming on in 2 minutes. I think they were late last year, but we'll see. They don't say anything special, and it's just short and sweet like it normally is. I could see flat, potentially a little drop. They give guidance or any kind of bullish news. This we could keep going. I mean, you know, we could keep going a lot. The volume, Don. What the heck is going on? All of a sudden, I flipped to daily, and it's showing me 8.9 million today. It was not 8.9 million. The 4 hour doesn't show that. No time frames show that except for the daily. On all brokerages, it's showing that too. Not just you know, E-Trade showing it, Schwab, Yahoo, and they're all showing different volumes too. Even if you include after hours, we didn't get that much volume. Dink shared it in Discord. He says he had a discussion with TradingView representative. They said smaller time frames, not slices of the daily. The markets report those separately. I tinfoiled that it was all the internalized volume and internalized trades and dark pool trades that they're just showing. So that was the real volume today. We just didn't see it. Almost 10 million on Fidelity. So that sounds like it's including after hours if it's still going up, I would imagine. But none of my homies selling. 9.97? I'm still showing 8.9 on Webull. But if I add up the 4 hours, it's like 5.5. Even including extended hours, it's like 6.5. All right, we've got 30 seconds. Let's see if they're going to be on time. I'll pause this. Yes. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Discord you can join us on, and a YouTube or a Twitter at Happy Money YT. Here's our Discord. I'll link it and pin it in the chat. We're gonna listen to the earnings call. It's free to join. Everything's free on there. Okay, a little bit of a pre-earnings call run up here. Maybe it's not worth it anymore. Not entertained. The volume thing's weird, man. I don't think I've seen that before. We've seen negative volume. That's what I was thinking. It's like internalized shares and dark pools getting shown. Webull now shows over 10 million. My Webull's not changing. Maybe I need to refresh. Maybe I need to restart my computer.
Good afternoon and welcome to the GameStop fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings conference call. Please note that certain statements made during the call constitute forward-looking statements made pursuant to the Safe Harbor provisions of the Private Securities Litigation Act of 1995, as amended. Such forward-looking statements are subject to both known and unknown risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from such statements. These risks and uncertainties are described in the company's earnings press release and its filings with the SEC. The forward-looking statements today are made as of the date of this call, and the company does not undertake any obligation to update the forward-looking statements. I will now turn the call over to GameStop CEO, Matt Furlong.
Good afternoon to everyone joining today's call. I want to begin by thanking all of our employees for their dedication and hard work over the past year. Similarly, I want to thank our customers, partners, and stockholders for their continued loyalty and enthusiasm. This continued passion was a strong tailwind for us in 2022 as we pivoted to focus on near-term profitability while pursuing longer-term sustainable growth. Before discussing our initiatives and results in detail, I want to take a moment to shed some light on where we've been, where we are, and where we're looking to go. The past 2 years have obviously been transformative for GameStop. It's critical to provide context as to why we're a stronger and increasingly efficient business today, one that is well-positioned in an otherwise challenged retail sector. At the start of 2021, prior to any major changes atop GameStop, the company had burdensome debt, dwindling cash, strained relationships with vendors, and no meaningful stockholders in the boardroom. The company's future was very uncertain, and market participants predicted we were heading for bankruptcy. Throughout 2021, we refreshed our board, rebuilt our management team, recapitalized the balance sheet, and paid down debt. We also established accretive partnerships, fortified our infrastructure, and explored growth opportunities, some of which materialized and some of which did not. As we began fiscal year 2022, our operating environment dramatically changed due to the onset of inflation, rising interest rates, and material macro headwinds. In keeping with our ownership mentality, we considered the implications for GameStop and our stockholders. Rather than stand still, we pivoted last year to cut costs, optimize inventory, and focus on enhancing the customer experience. We found efficient ways to improve shipping times, integrate online and in-store shopping experiences, and establish a culture of increased incentivization among store leaders and tenured associates. This pivot obviously included headcount reductions as we streamlined operations and cultivated a fast-paced, intense operating environment geared toward cost containment, efficiency, and profitability. Fortunately, the team we have in place today is embracing this culture and executing with effectiveness. The upshot of all this change is evidenced in our results this quarter. GameStop produced net income of $48.2 million compared to a net loss of $147.5 million in the fourth quarter of 2021. Looking ahead, we're aggressively focused on year-over-year profitability improvement while still pursuing pragmatic long-term growth. We are taking a number of steps in fiscal year 2023 to improve our efficiency and support these overarching goals. These include continuing to cut excess costs, including in Europe, where we have already initiated exits and partial wind downs in certain countries. Leveraging our strengthened financial position to continue obtaining improved terms from suppliers and vendors. Getting full console allocations to help us meet customer demand during this extended cycle. Assessing partnerships with gaming and retail companies that can enable us to capture cost-effective top-line growth, leveraging our unique refurbishment capabilities to drive growth in pre-owned, and building a stronger presence in higher margin categories like collectibles and toys, where we have already seen pockets of growth. Although there is a lot of hard work and necessary execution in front of us, GameStop is a much healthier business today than it was at the start of 2021. We have considerable cash on hand, negligible debt, streamlined inventory, and a path to full-year profitability. Our plan is to use this strong positioning to continue delivering a unique customer experience and long-term stockholder value. Let me now turn to our financial results. Net sales were $2.226 billion for the quarter, compared to $2.254 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. For the full year, net sales were $5.927 billion, compared to $6.011 billion for the fiscal year 2021. Net income was $48.2 million for the quarter, or 16 cents per diluted share, compared to a net loss of $147.5 million, or 49 cents per diluted share in the prior year's fourth quarter. The company had a net loss of $313.1 million, or $1.03 per diluted share for the full year, down from a net loss of $381.3 million, or $1.31 per diluted share for fiscal year 2021. SG&A was $453.4 million, or 20.4% of sales, compared to $538.9 million, or 23.9% of sales in last year's fourth quarter. For the full year, SG&A was $1.68 billion, compared to $1.71 billion for fiscal year 2021. Turning to the balance sheet, we finished the year with cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities of $1.39 billion. We finished fiscal year 2021 with cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities of $1.27 billion. We built back and invested our cash position over the course of the year and will continue to focus on maintaining a very solid balance sheet. At the end of the year, we had no borrowings under our ABL facility and no debt other than a low-interest, unsecured term loan associated with the French government's response to COVID-19. Capital expenditures for the quarter were $11.6 million, bringing full-year CapEx to $55.9 million. We expect a reduction in CapEx in 2023 and to remain at limited levels. In the fourth quarter, cash flow provided by operations was $337.2 million, compared to an outflow of $110.3 million during the same period last year. This reflects, in part, our focus on streamlining our inventory. We ended the year with $682.9 million in inventory, compared to $915 million at the close of fiscal year 2021. Entering the new year, we expect to continue to incur transformation charges in the first quarter of 2023 as we aggressively cut costs. And with respect to an outlook, we're not delivering guidance at this time. We want stockholders to judge us on our results instead of our words. In closing, there is still significant work ahead of us, and we are focused on building from this quarter's progress rather than reflecting on our gains. We're going to aggressively pursue further cost containment, efficiency, profitability, and pragmatic growth in the categories where we can consistently delight our customers. I'll wrap it up here for today. As always, we appreciate the enthusiasm and support from our customers, employees, and stockholders.
This concludes today's conference.
Wow,
You
short
may
and sweet.
disconnect your lines at this time.
Market
Thank
didn't
you
care
for your
though.
participation.
We'll see if it starts to sell off now that it's over. Holding up very well. Yeah, I'm curious how we open tomorrow. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's kind of our expectations, was no guidance. It sounded like he was kind of giving guidance at the beginning there, but then he said no guidance. No guidance, no merger. I don't know how common it would be to mention that on an earnings call. I feel like that's kind of unusual anyways. Do they have their earnings release? Still no 10Q. Aren't the DRS numbers on the 10Q anyways? Might 2 calls be worth? They should be up quite a bit. Market Maker wasn't pricing in a move this big at all. It's pricing in 11%. So if you had calls, you beat the Market Maker. Congratulations. That's very uncommon. So you should be paid handsomely for that, basically. Never mind, there'll be no questions at this time. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. That earnings were great. Stock price is reflecting that, so apparently GME is still fixed. You know, if it was still broken, positive EPS, we'd maybe dump. #1 percentage gainer after hours. Looky, looky, looky. Thanks, Daisy Jane. Good 20 calls. Nice, you should do well. There's a new high after hours right there, 24.60. Sells all his shares and immediately resigns. We believe we're the best in the world. Yep, strong balance sheet, free cash flow positive, still almost $1 billion in cash, over $1 billion in cash and cash equivalents. What, 600,000 in inventory, which is good. They're riding the wave and the whipsaw of the wave of inflation, because now shipping is way down. It's back down to like pre-COVID levels. So, you know, most of their stuff they ship from China, they're gonna get a way better deal when they need more inventory, if it stays down, which I think it probably will, and I think it'll probably even come down more. And then cost of goods, I'm assuming has come down even from when they purchased that huge lump of inventory. So all the merchandise, all the stuff they sell, they have a good amount of inventory for now. If it continues to decline in price, next shipments or whatever, as they start ramping back up on inventory, they should be able to do it at a cheaper cost basis, which is good. So majority of your 20s tomorrow before JPAL. It's probably a good idea, especially if they're weeklies. Good 20s, yeah. We will be how the turntables. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for your support, your subscriptions, your notification rings. You can follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT, as well as our Discord server. Link for that one is pinned. We'll be streaming tomorrow morning. Stream every day. We'll start about 9:15. We'll be looking at price action. We'll be trading options, shares, all that. Like hitted. Thank you. 11 million. Yeah, the volume is still peculiar. I'm sure brokerages will try and explain it away. Mine hasn't changed from 8.9 million on the daily. I mean, after hours should be increasing. We're still trading, so that makes sense that that's going up. But just on the daily for it to be that high, even if you include after hours, it shouldn't be 8.9 million. Yeah, why isn't the 10Q out yet? Actually, doesn't that come out? I didn't even think about that. That almost. What? Did we not get that on Q4? No, we're supposed to. Oh, a 10K. We get a 10K on a Q4. We don't have to get a 10K. That hasn't come out. Yeah. 10K hasn't come out. New high there on GME, up 42%. Woo. 25.11. Gosh, man. Well, I was hedged well for this earnings. Great hedged. We're still ripping. 43%, 25. Wait for tomorrow open? I guess that's... Wait, what would be on a 10K? Is that where they would announce a merger or acquisition? %. Yeah, you think so, Joshua? Yeah, we just broke that high from back here, that 24.88. Jeez. 25, we're up here. Wow, it's gonna that's gonna be such a big gap. We open up that high. GME has acquired Debit Suisse. now a little red candle. Rip all up to 25.43 though. So, anybody have any insight on the 10K that should be coming out? Do they have until tomorrow morning? They actually have quite a bit of time. Isn't this what BBY missed their filing, and that's what they got gonna get in trouble for, right? So they have like a couple weeks maybe, but it seems kind of interesting that they wouldn't release it right away. Well, Carl, there's Tom Vigor. Changed my mind. I'm just only 24. Great, that's great. 35, yeah, 34.99. Those are your levels, 27.87. What happened to Elliott Wave going down to 10? What about that wave? I'm curious on this 10K. Two very weird things. The volume still is strange, because that was not the daily volume that they were showing us all day. I think it's exposing internalized volume or something. And no 10K. Well, I think it's a 10K since it's Q4. Yeah, because last Q4 we got a 10K. 10Q would be if it's just another quarter, not annual. I would have taken account earnings. Don, do you have any insight on why there's not a 10K yet? And if they were going to announce the merger or something of the sort, would it be on something like a 10K? There's a grace period. I mean, we saw Bed Bath miss it. Seen a couple companies miss it. The fact that they're late on it means something to me. That doesn't seem usual. There's no unannounced merger. You mean they announced something? Volume now over 11 million? I don't know why mine's not going up and your guys' is, even on Wait, well, when they're required to submit. Hey guys, material item. Why would they delay though? Right? That seems something is up. What's the point in delaying that? Positive EPS, yep. Positive EPS beat analyst expectations by like 30-something%. Free cash flow positive has increased from last quarter. There's an 8K, yeah. We looked at that. Shouldn't we also be getting a 10Q? Or sorry, 10K? Still going, 44%. He is fast. CS forced to close. I don't know. 25.50 now in GME. It is a happy money kind of day. Still no other filing. Yeah, five minutes. That's what I remember. It's every quarter it's been that quick. Q. Is it a 10Q in Q4 though? Let's look. Last Q4 is a 10K. We don't have it this year yet. This quarter. 2550. Oh my. I mean, that kind of gets me hyped if they don't, if there's a delay on it for some reason. I don't know. They upload in the same time of the 2021 Q4. Yeah, we've seen every quarter during earnings they release the filings, but then yeah, a few minutes of each other. There's not a delay. That's what I'm wondering is could there be some sort of merger or something on a 10K? I don't see why not. Maybe. Not that much cash on hand. Unless it was like a longer term deal, right? Like installments. Say with warrants, convertible shares, preferred shares. AMC is up 7%. Oh yeah, AMC is ripping. BBY also. Oh boy. Someone might actually be getting blown up. Strap the tinfoil on, let's figure it out. If you got nollie boots, put them on, because we're gonna get extreme. Maybe they bought a bank. Computer share numbers. Supposedly they didn't release it, or it's on the 10K, and that's not out yet. They did also have good news, yes. Their fellow basket stock is doing well with earnings, so 45% after hours. No, not necessarily brag about it. They might be trying to keep it quiet until a release time. That's the thing. That's why I'm getting kind of hyped that something weird is happening. They probably have, I mean, at least a week, maybe a month even before they have to release it. This is what BBY got in trouble for, is not releasing, you know, quarterly filings or whatever on time. So they don't have to do it right away. Maybe they're waiting for next week to coincide with some other timing. I don't know. Earnings call is the shortest yet? Really? Did you time it? Wouldn't mind it continuing, not stopping at all. Yeah, it's 26.20. It's up 48% now. See ya, Tom. I'm not making money. You told me to sell for years, so I finally sold. So I'm actually short here, so I listened to your advice. I bought Safe Banks, Credit Suisse, and this one called the FRC. Kept it safe. No, Matt was smiling. I couldn't hear him in his voice, but yeah, maybe. You have to imagine that was pre-recorded. You know, could have been weeks ago. to my senses, my smiling, my audio smiling senses. No, you can kind of hear people smiling, so I can see that. I didn't notice it though. BY's 10%. Oh my gosh. Yeah, BY's blowing up too. 12%. Holy crap. Dude. All of those skeptics, like, tell me what is happening right now with AMC and BBBY. I mean, even the media now, you'll hear them talk about basket of stocks. Like it's normal. Like that's what we're supposed to have, is a basket of stocks outside of an ETF. I understand an ETF, but come on. These aren't in their own little ETF. And that... yeah, give me an explanation for this. $12 million on NASDAQ. GME is almost up 50%. Gosh. It's still 8.9 on my Webull. Well, I'm a little happy at least it's pulling BBY up. My exposure on BBY is much greater at this point. Mostly because I think it's more undervalued than GME at these prices. That being said, of course GME could make a move up to 40. Good squeeze. This could be the beginning. Broke 28. I don't know if I want all this to happen in extended hours. Can't hate on a good thing. 48%, man. Carlos Gasparino. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is wild. Wild. Yeah, I can pull BY over here. It's a good idea. Here we go. Maybe look at the SPY. As much as I think GME probably moves the SPY, we'll let SPY chill out for after hours. We'll let it hide. Or no one can sell. You guys can sell on your brokerages. You can sell shares right now. I've heard on Robinhood, maybe you can't. Is it Robinhood? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can sell on pretty much any brokerage. No halts, that's right. Yep. I was just thinking, when's it gonna halt? But no, it's not gonna halt. It's happening. BBY almost hit $1, you guys. Hit 94 cents. That's insane. It's crazy how close that actually is. It's only what? It was like 15% up from where we were. Back to $1. I wasn't expecting an after hours move on GME to actually pull BBY and AMC like this. Can't remember the last time we even saw that. Kind of historic. There's no halting in the after hours, no. Nope. Fair game. No holds barred, no mercy. There's also no options market, so you're just trading shares. That's a big earnings move. That reminds me of like Snapchat, which had like that 50-60% earnings move. Thanks, John Parker. Appreciate it, man. You hit me up with donos. Let's get nuts. Hit me up with donos on both streams. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a fun earnings call. That was a lame earnings call, but the price action from those numbers is dope. Thank you for all the support. All of you guys have subscribed and liked. I really appreciate it. 90 likes. That's awesome. Option gonna be juiced. Yeah, you're looking thousands of percent on probably most of the chain. Unless you're further out in date, of course, or super deep in the money, or ridiculously far out of the money. But yeah, if we open up, somewhere up here, if we open up at like VWAP like 23 or so, you're gonna be good. I won't even show you the price range. Split it in, not just a split. Chili chills, love you too, man. Jeez, Bungie, I didn't get out of my covered calls. I was planning on it. They never went back green. I sold them yesterday, and then today they were just negative all day. And then end of day, I was planning on closing them out, but I didn't. I think that's probably because they weren't green. Then I forgot about it. Positive EPS on the quarter, yes. However, that's pretty common with GME, actually, in Q4. They almost always have a positive EPS, which I didn't realize. Last year, it wasn't a positive EPS in Q4, so yeah, back on track in a good way. Year over year, still negative. On the year, it's still negative EPS. Free cash flow, still positive, and I think it increased by like twofold, so that's good. BBY getting a little squeezy there. Sure thing, Chris Taylor. We're at 25. Yeah, we're at 25.59. Splitting was a Master Chief move. However, it didn't work. Brokerages committed the crimes. A lot of calls. Yeah, let's look at the chain. A lot of calls to go into the money. So here we have it closed. We're 17.5 was out of the money. 17.5 was in the money. 18 was out. These were all out. So we've got open interest, 3,000 at 18, 1,300, 18.5, 19. So look, we've got all these. If we open here, 25 is a big level. If we open above 25, that's 3,500 contracts there. So it moves back down. I mean, you've still got a lot in the money. Options chain's pretty light for next week. You just really don't have the options push on GME anymore. We'll see though, after this earnings, maybe we'll start to get some options volume. 100 end of week. 26, 28 calls in the chain last week for this week. All right, see you, Bungie. Options are coming in hot. Yeah, well, I mean, it could start stacking up. Picks up banks with lights on. 12.38 million volume. What are you talking about? That's crazy. I'm getting gypped here. I'm only at 8.9. I want to win the game. Here's my price target if we're repeating. And we're like almost halfway there. Yeah, because it was a 150% move, I was saying, from the low. And we just did almost 50% of it. 40, here we come. Be across the board. Yeah. Somehow the analysts weren't crazily bullish like they always are. Institutional interest, maybe. It's the macro environment right now is pretty sketchy. I know a lot are sitting on a bunch of cash, so that said, gaming is good in a recession, so maybe they'll see some of a defensiveness with GME. Yeah, still, wait, did the filing still not come out? Yeah, still no 10K, so that makes me bullish for BBY. Can't believe it almost hit $1. Jeez. None of my homies trust analysts. Yeah, pretty much. You're doing a career change? Alright. Yeah, that's why you moved, right? 45, not 40, 45? Maybe 45 A's, maybe. Acquiring Phase. The gaming company, like streaming team. I haven't looked at their financials, but yeah, I mean, there's... If they wanted to get into the streaming space, or like an esports team, I don't know if there's much money in that or not. I know there's a lot of viewers, so maybe. I see like Neg as a good pickup. That'd be easy transition. It's not like deviating from their core business right now. You'd basically integrate straight into their e-commerce. Someone mentioned here, which would be interesting, the Turtle Beach. Both those are at pretty low market caps, and they already sell, they already sell headphones and stuff, of course, gaming headphones. And what was another one? Oh, Funko would make a lot of sense. That's like their #1 sales driver in their stores are those Funkos. So acquiring Funko would make a lot of sense also. So I guess avocados. You're gonna game develop? Really? Nice. Awesome, man. Bet you're stoked. Well done, Relocate. 20 million on face. Yeah, there's a reason for that though. So, but yeah, if it's cheap and if they wanted exposure to a gaming team. Phase the first kind of public. Yeah, that might be too new for GME to be trying to, they're already trying to do the NFT marketplace, like to branch out to something even more crazy like that. Not sure. Yeah, if we were ever, there's a dump on BY. If we're ever gonna get forward guidance, whoa, look at that flush. Holy smokes. What was that? Like wow, just wicking. If you're ever to get forward guidance, I would expect it to be on a positive EPS, so probably not going to get forward guidance on GME for many quarters, at least. Little stuff in Unity. That's awesome, Relocate. Pump is due to positive earnings. Yep. Strictly that at this point. No cycle or, covering of short. I mean, maybe covering shorts, but no cycle or pinches like we've seen historically on the chart yet. This I would attribute all to the earnings. So we'll see that in the next couple of weeks how much it continues and the volume and whatnot. Classes for blenders. For Blender. That's right. SLGG was one of the ones we thought of a while ago, huh? Yeah, BY is getting a pump from it also. Loopring is still involved. Yep. GME acquires Blockbuster. It's the mystery cycle. Yeah, BY at the flush candle down there. GME not so much though. Oh, that's right. It was the ice cream cone with the SLGG. Yes. Wrongly rightish. Thank you so much, man. $20 dono, I appreciate it. Just a lurker, just coming in and dropping change, man. Appreciate it. That's dope. Hopefully you're able to make some money on this GME pump. I mean, even if you're in PY, it seems like it's probably benefiting from that as well. Dude, are we getting costs also? 8K is out. Cost 9.3%. It's picking them all up. Thanks, Wrongly Rightish. I recognize your name. You lurk a lot, which is cool. That's fine. There's probably a free membership here floating around if you want that too. Compliments of Ace. Wrongly Legend. I'm not seeing it. Where's the filing? Yeah, cost 10%. Crazy. Express, is that pumping?
Let's get nuts!
Let's get nuts! 2%. Wrongly rightish. What's the where's the filing? Say 8K. I'm not seeing anything. Would it be a 10K since it's the end of the quarter or end of the year? GME is the market. Like to be great, we just stand out. Oh my god. You hear that, Ace? It's a mutiny. Get him. It's out, you're on it. Can you link it on Discord or An hour ago? Yeah, that's what we looked at. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, we already looked at this. Yeah, they're positive cash flow, positive EPS. All good. I'm forgetting my shares. Do cash cleared puts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean this, you don't know what it's gonna open at. It's up 45% now. Could just as easily come down. Nothing else is out, okay? Not to scroll way up. Just the AK. I'm kind of hyped that they haven't released the 10K. I'm just... I don't know. I don't know what else to be. This is out of the ordinary. Kind of what we want. Net positive? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're secretly renting out some of the stores to public storage or something. Like they suggested on our news platform, this one. That they should just change the storage units. Maybe that's what they've been doing secretly. It's weird that Phase Insider holding is 30% institutional 40 while the flow is. That is weird. UI's coming down a little bit. GME is holding up very well. Looking solid. I'm excited for tomorrow. We'll be streaming in the morning. 9:15. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Here's our Twitter at HappyMoneyYT, and our Discord server is linked. There's our nice little Ryan Cohen thumbnail. I have to scamper off now. It's been fun. They're renting their stores to BBY. Yeah, that's it. Finance terrorism, their NFT marketplace. That's right, I forgot about that. The green arm will find you. Thanks, Ace. Thank you, Rightish Wrongish, for your dono. Thank you for the new members. Thanks for your likes, guys. Even 100, well done. What fun, what fun. Rebate tax, income tax on page 9 total up. It's crazy. Is it crazy? Whoever calls it the money for me or just sell now. Yeah. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Holjin. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jan. Thanks, Wrongly. Thanks, Dink. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Doctor. Thanks, Drew. Thank you, Ace. Ace is gonna have nightmares about all the gray names in chat tonight. That's why you're not gonna sleep. I know it. You're gonna be twitching at night. Don't have a seizure or something crazy. Thank you, Access. Thank you, Candyman. 9:15 Eastern. So 15 minutes before market opens, we start streaming. Then I stream all day. So watching GameStop, watching SPY, watching the market, listening to news, catching news, trading, stocks, options, futures. Speaking of futures, how's Nat Gas doing? Holding up all right. I like that. Tomorrow should be juicy. Yes, it should be exciting. Thank you guys so much. See you tomorrow. Peace out.